Have you ever felt like you're drifting without purpose, like a speck in an endless sky? There are moments when silence settles in, not the peaceful kind, but the kind that echoes inside the chest, a silence that feels heavy, infinite. You lie there, eyes open in the dark, and the world feels too large, too fast, too far away from where you are. It's as if you're floating through space, watching the stars pass by, unable to grasp one, unable to belong to any constellation. In those quiet hours, when the mind refuses to sleep, a single thought hums softly beneath the noise. Why am I here? The restless mind is like a wandering comet, untethered, gliding between orbits it never quite settles into. It questions, it doubts, it dreams. There's a pull inside, a desire to find meaning in the vastness of existence. Yet meaning feels like a distant planet, visible, glowing faintly, but always just out of reach. You begin to wonder if maybe, just maybe, the universe forgot to give you direction. It's a feeling so familiar, so human, that it becomes almost comforting to drift endlessly, to surrender to the cosmic current. But even in that drifting, there's a pattern. Even when everything seems still, invisible forces move beneath the surface. The same way gravity whispers across billions of light years, drawing stars together, there's something inside you pulling, softly but surely, toward purpose. You may not feel it. You may not see it. But it's there, a quiet gravity of the soul. Every heartbeat, every breath is proof of that pull. The restless mind isn't lost. It's searching. And in searching, it's already on its way toward becoming. The restless mind stares into the night sky, seeing chaos, stars scattered without reason. Yet, those stars are not scattered at all. They follow invisible threads of gravity, swirling into spirals, forming galaxies, shaping the very design of the universe. What seems random is, in truth, an ancient pattern, a cosmic rhythm so vast, our eyes can only glimpse fragments of its beauty. The same is true within us. The questions that keep you awake, the ache that makes you restless, the doubt that lingers, they are not flaws. They are the first sparks of formation, the beginning of something beautiful gathering itself together. Imagine for a moment the darkness before the first stars were born. There was no light, no shape, no sound, only vast emptiness, waiting. Then, within that endless, dark, tiny ripples began to stir. Invisible waves of energy folding upon themselves, drawing matter closer, tighter, denser, until light itself broke free. That is how galaxies are born. And in the same way, purpose is born within you, not from chaos, but from stillness, from waiting, from the silent gravity of becoming. The restless mind is not an accident of thought. It is the beginning of creation itself, mirrored within a single human life. You are not a mistake wandering through space. You are the movement of the cosmos made aware of itself. When you look at the stars and feel small, remember, even the stars once floated in darkness, wondering if they could ever shine. There was a time before the stars, before the shimmer of light ever touched the fabric of the universe. It was an age of silence, vast and unbroken, where nothing moved and yet everything waited. The stillness before creation is not emptiness. It is potential hidden beneath calm. The quiet breath before the first sound. The gentle pause before the universe begins to speak. Imagine it. No stars, no galaxies, no light to guide the eye. Only a deep, endless darkness stretching in every direction, holding within it the memory of what was yet to come. It was not dead space, but living silence, rich with unseen energy, the kind that waits patiently for a reason to become. The stillness before creation exists not only in the cosmos, but also within us. There are moments when life slows, when all movement seems to stop, when even thought feels suspended in a heavy, invisible air. We call it emptiness, but it is not empty at all. It is the same stillness that once held the birth of galaxies. It is the space where ideas sleep, where purpose gathers strength, where the soul takes its quiet breath before transformation begins. You may have felt it, that deep pause after loss, that silent night when dreams feel distant, that ache of waiting without knowing what for. In truth, that stillness is sacred. It is not the absence of creation, but its beginning. In the cosmic dark, before light was born, particles drifted unseen, tiny fragments of energy searching for form. They moved without direction, bumping, gathering, dispersing, the silent hum of a universe preparing itself to awaken. This unseen dance continued for eons, shaping the invisible into the inevitable. Out of that stillness, gravity began its work, pulling matter together, whispering order into chaos. And from the void, a faint glow appeared, the first spark of light breaking through the deep quiet. That light did not burst forth in violence, but unfolded gently, like dawn rising over eternity. The universe was learning how to breathe, how to exist, how to shine. In our own lives, the stillness before creation feels the same. It comes when we feel lost, when our energy fades, when the path ahead is hidden in fog. We mistake it for stagnation, for failure, for emptiness, but it is not so. It is the gathering of our inner universe, the alignment of invisible forces preparing for change. We are like the early cosmos, holding within us the weight of potential, waiting for the moment when gravity, our desire, our purpose, our calling, will draw our scattered pieces into form. The silence is not punishment. It is preparation. There is a strange comfort in knowing that even the galaxies were once quiet, that before every explosion of light there was an age of darkness. It teaches us that stillness is not the end of movement, but the space where movement begins. The stillness before creation invites patience, not the passive kind, but the patient faith of the cosmos itself. It reminds us that every calm holds a pulse, every silence carries a rhythm, and every emptiness is filled with the promise of what will soon come alive. Within that quiet, unseen, and infinite, the first breath of creation gathers itself, waiting for the moment when it can finally exhale into being. The birth of stars, hydrogen clouds collapsing under gravity. The universe, once quiet and filled only with darkness, began to stir with movement and intention. The first sparks of light did not arrive in chaos, but in gradual awakening, like the faint glow of dawn breaking through a long and endless night. Deep within vast clouds of dust and gas, invisible hands of gravity began their work, pulling fragments of matter together, folding them tighter and tighter until heat was born from the pressure. And from that heat, from that invisible gathering of energy and time, the first stars ignited. It was light at last, not sudden but inevitable. The universe had learned how to shine. The first sparks of light were more than just illumination. They were creation itself taking its first breath. Each star that formed became a seed of life for the cosmos, a small flame that would one day nurture planets, elements, and stories yet to be written. It was in these first fires that the universe began to know itself, to see itself reflected in the glow of its own making. The darkness that had once been absolute now danced with brilliance, and within that dance, everything changed. Light did not erase the dark. It gave it meaning. For what is brightness if not the gentle defiance of shadow? The first sparks of light live within us too. They are the moments when our inner gravity, our longing, our curiosity, our quiet persistence, pulls fragments of who we are into something whole. Each thought, each emotion, each dream begins as a faint spark in the vastness of our mind. We do not notice it at first. It flickers softly beneath our doubts and distractions. But over time, as we draw closer to our truth, that spark grows warmer, brighter, more defined. It becomes the beginning of purpose, Just as the stars are born from collapse, our light is often born from pressure, from the weight of fear, the pull of uncertainty, the tightness of being unsure who we are. The universe teaches us that even collapse can be creation in disguise. When hydrogen fuses into helium within a star's heart, it releases a glow that can travel across billions of miles, touching worlds it will never see. In the same way, the smallest acts of courage within us, the moments when we choose kindness, when we chase a dream, when we forgive, radiate far beyond our awareness. The light we create through our thoughts and choices reaches others, unseen but deeply felt. We become luminous in ways we cannot measure. Our existence ripples outward, echoing through the lives of those we meet, shaping constellations of connection and meaning. The first sparks of light remind us that illumination begins quietly. It does not demand attention. It simply glows, patient and certain. Every new idea, every act of love, every step toward truth begins as something invisible, a spark hidden in the dark. Yet when the time is right, when the gravity of our spirit pulls everything into focus, that spark ignites. And once it does, it can never be undone. The same energy that burns in the heart of a star burns within us, reminding us that we are made of the same material as light itself. The hydrogen that feeds a star's fire is the same that flows through our veins, binding us to the cosmos not in metaphor, but in truth. In the vast quiet of space, the first stars burned against the darkness, declaring that even in the coldest emptiness, warmth can rise. The first sparks of light are proof that the universe was never meant to stay dark. It was always meant to shine, to create, to awaken, and so were we. Stars begin to cluster, forming galaxies. The gathering of stars, a galaxy awakens, marks one of the most graceful transitions in the story of the universe. What was once scattered and solitary begins to come together, drawn by an invisible thread that pulls light toward light. In the depths of space, millions of young stars, still burning with the energy of their creation, drift closer, circling one another, merging, aligning, and eventually weaving into vast celestial cities. These clusters become galaxies, luminous tapestries that stretch across the infinite dark, spinning in silent harmony. It is in this moment that the universe begins to take shape, not through destruction or noise, but through connection. The gathering of stars, a galaxy awakens, reflects the very nature of existence itself, the truth that everything seeks unity. Just as the stars cannot remain alone forever, neither can we. We are drawn irresistibly toward one another. Our lives, our experiences, our emotions are like drifting fragments of stardust waiting to find orbit. In the vastness of being, it is connection that gives form to meaning. Each friendship, each memory, each act of love is a point of light gathering into the galaxy of who we are. The pull that draws people together is not unlike the gravity that shapes galaxies, unseen, unstoppable, and essential. The gathering of stars is not an instant event. It is a slow and patient dance guided by time and energy. The stars do not rush. They move according to rhythm, finding balance as they cluster into spirals, ellipses, and halos. Some are bright and young, others ancient and fading, yet all contribute to the beauty of the whole. In this same way, our lives find structure over time. The moments that once seemed random begin to align, forming constellations of purpose and memory. The mistakes, the triumphs, the losses, and the loves all find their place in the grand design of our personal universe. When a galaxy awakens, its light becomes visible across unimaginable distances. Its brilliance travels through space, touching corners of the cosmos it will never see. We too awaken through gathering, through the relationships and experiences that make us who we are. The light we create in connection with others radiates far beyond the boundaries of our awareness. A kind word, a shared silence, a moment of understanding. These are our stars, glowing quietly in the dark. And as they gather, we begin to see ourselves more clearly, illuminated by the constellation of our connections. The gathering of stars, a galaxy awakens, also carries a deeper truth, that unity is not sameness. Each star remains unique, burning at its own temperature, shining in its own color, moving on its own path. Yet together, they form a structure greater than the sum of their parts. Similarly, in the vast network of human connection, individuality is not lost. It is celebrated. It is the diversity of light that gives a galaxy its beauty, and it is the diversity of souls that gives humanity its depth. We are all different notes within the same symphony, each vibration adding richness to the cosmic melody. As galaxies awaken, their centers often hold great mysteries, massive black holes surrounded by swirling stars. Even within unity, there are still unknowns, depths that remain unseen. And so it is with us. Within every person lies a center of gravity, something mysterious that draws life inward and outward at once, our purpose, our longing, our truth. It is the unseen force that keeps us spinning, the pull that keeps us alive. To awaken, to gather, to form meaning. It all begins when we recognize that the light around us and the light within us are one and the same. The gathering of stars. A galaxy awakens is not merely an event in cosmic history. It is a reflection of the eternal pattern of life. Connection, creation, and awakening are the rhythms of the universe, written in both the heavens and the human heart. The galaxies above remind us that beauty is not born from isolation, but from togetherness, from the gentle, inevitable gathering of stars finding their way home to one another. Every galaxy spins in balance, just as we learn to revolve around what truly matters. The cosmic dance is not one of chaos, but of quiet rhythm, a motion so vast and ancient that even silence seems to move with it. Each spiral arm of a galaxy stretches outward, carrying countless stars that glide through space, held in perfect harmony by invisible forces. Gravity binds them, light defines them, and time conducts their movement like a melody that never ends. When you look at the night sky, you are not just seeing stars. You are watching a cosmic ballet, a choreography written by the universe itself. The cosmic dance mirrors the movement of our own lives. Every decision, every emotion, every relationship becomes part of our orbit. We spin around memories, around dreams, around people who shape our gravity. Some stay close, like moons bound by affection and trust, while others drift away, carried by time's gentle pull. Still, the motion continues. Even in the quietest moments, our souls are turning, aligning, searching for equilibrium. Balance is not a state of stillness. It is a dance between forces, between giving and receiving, between holding on and letting go. In the same way that galaxies find their rhythm, we too are guided by unseen currents. There are times when life feels heavy, when it seems we are being pulled apart by opposing desires or responsibilities. But within that tension lies the very energy that keeps us moving. The universe itself expands because of opposing forces. Gravity drawing matter inward, dark energy pushing outward. Without that contrast, there would be no motion, no formation, no beauty. So when you feel torn between what you want and what you must do, between love and fear, between rest and ambition, remember that this is your cosmic dance. You are not breaking apart. You are being shaped into harmony. The cosmic dance is also about learning rhythm, not rushing, not resisting, but flowing with time. The stars do not hurry to shine. They burn when the moment is right. Planets do not fight their orbit. They follow it, knowing that balance is born from trust in the path. We too are called to move with patience, to align our heartbeat with the rhythm of our lives. The world often tells us to chase, to hurry, to compete. Yet the universe whispers something softer, that every spin, every pause, every slow turn has purpose. Motion is not always progress. Sometimes it is simply presence. Within the cosmic dance, collisions happen. Stars explode, galaxies merge, black holes consume, and still balance remains. Destruction does not end the dance. It renews it. In the aftermath of chaos, new stars ignite, new paths form, and new harmony emerges. The same truth lives in us. When our lives seem to fall apart, when everything we know begins to collapse, it is not the end. It is the next movement. We are taught by the stars that even in collapse, there is rhythm, and even in loss, there is light waiting to form. Every galaxy finds grace in motion, and we do the same when we learn to move without fear. The cosmic dance asks only one thing of us: to trust the spin. To believe that our lives, like the spiraling arms of a distant galaxy, are unfolding exactly as they are meant to, guided by forces we cannot see but can always feel. Balance is not found in stillness but in motion, and within that motion, within every turn of the universe, something deep within us remembers how to move, how to align, how to belong to the rhythm of the stars. Galaxies collide, merge, and reshape, just like our lives when faced with change. Collisions and rebirth are not the destruction of beauty, but its transformation into something entirely new. When two galaxies meet, they do not simply shatter or fade. Instead, they intertwine, their stars pulled into vast streams of light, their structures twisted and reborn through gravity's embrace. It is a dance of unimaginable power, one that can last for billions of years. From the outside, it may seem violent: stars flung across space, dust clouds torn apart, orbits disrupted. Yet within that chaos, creation thrives. The very act of collision sparks the birth of new stars, reigniting the fire of the cosmos. Destruction, in truth, is only the prelude to renewal. Collisions and rebirth happen within us, too. Our lives are filled with moments when everything seems to collide: dreams with reality, hope with disappointment, love with loss. These are the points when our inner galaxies tremble, when the familiar structure of who we are begins to unravel. It can feel unbearable, as though the light itself is being pulled apart. But just like the universe, our collisions are not meant to end us. They are meant to reshape us, to realign our stars, to awaken new light from within the wreckage. In every heartbreak, in every failure, in every ending, there is the possibility of rebirth. The universe teaches us that nothing truly disappears. It simply changes form. When galaxies merge, their stars rarely collide directly. Space is vast, and even within catastrophe, there is grace. Instead, it is the gravitational forces, the invisible pulls, that transform them. Likewise, when lives intersect, when people meet and influence one another, change happens not always through impact, but through energy. A conversation, a kindness, a loss, a moment of understanding. These invisible forces alter our orbits, shifting the path of our becoming. We are constantly colliding with experience, and in each meeting we are reshaped. Collisions are moments of truth. They strip away illusion, leaving only what is real. They force us to see what we've outgrown and what still burns within us. The chaos that follows is not punishment. It is renewal in motion. Just as the cosmic dust of colliding galaxies gives birth to brilliant new stars, our emotional dust, the fragments of what was, becomes the soil for new beginnings. What we mistake for endings are often the birthplaces of light we cannot yet imagine. There is an elegance to the process. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, allows for destruction because it understands creation cannot exist without it. Stars burn out so others may form. Old galaxies fade so new shapes can emerge. And within our own lives, we are asked to let go of what no longer serves us, to allow change to move through us, even when it feels like loss. Rebirth demands release. Transformation asks for trust. Collisions and rebirth remind us that growth is rarely gentle. It comes in waves of disruption and revelation. Yet through every collision, something greater begins to rise. A stronger, clearer, more radiant version of ourselves. We are not the same after change touches us, and we are not meant to be. The light that emerges after a storm shines differently, warmer and wiser, shaped by the shadows it survived. Just as galaxies find beauty in the chaos of their merging, we too find meaning in the moments that break us open. Through collision, we rediscover our light, and through rebirth, we remember that even the universe had to fall apart to become what it is today. The universe continues to expand, and so do we. The infinite expansion is the quiet, eternal motion that defines both the cosmos and the human spirit. It began long ago with a single breath of creation, when everything that exists burst outward from a single luminous point. That moment, still unfolding even now, stretches across every corner of space. The galaxies move away from one another, carried by invisible currents of energy, as if the universe itself is learning to grow. This expansion is not violent. It is graceful, endless, and filled with quiet wonder. It is the natural rhythm of existence, to move outward, to reach, to become more. The infinite expansion is mirrored in our own lives. We are born small, contained within the boundaries of what we know, and slowly, through experience, we begin to stretch beyond ourselves. Every lesson, every connection, every challenge adds to the vastness of who we are. Like galaxies drifting apart, we expand through time, carrying memories, dreams, and wisdom into the spaces we once feared to explore. Growth is not just an act of learning. It is an act of unfolding, a soft, continuous movement into the unknown. The same energy that drives the stars to spread through the cosmos flows quietly within us, urging us to keep becoming. In the beginning, the universe expanded in darkness. There were no maps, no paths, only motion guided by trust in its own unfolding. And that is how our expansion feels too. We move through uncertainty, through shadow, through moments when nothing seems clear, and yet something within us knows to keep going. There is a deep cosmic instinct in the heart of every living thing, the will to reach farther, to understand more, to exist more fully. We may fear the vastness ahead, but we are part of it. Our courage is written in the stars themselves. The infinite expansion also carries the truth of distance. As galaxies drift apart, they create more space between them, and yet that space is filled with energy, with light still traveling from one to another. In the same way, as we grow, we sometimes drift away from people, from moments, from versions of ourselves we once knew. But those distances do not mean separation. They mean evolution. The light we share continues to travel long after we have moved on, touching lives and places beyond our sight. What we give out, our kindness, our wisdom, our love, expands with us, echoing through the universe of human connection. The infinite expansion reminds us that there is no final point of completion. Just as the cosmos does not stop stretching, neither do we. There is always more to learn, more to feel, more to understand. Even in stillness, we are growing. Even in silence, we are moving. The expansion is not always visible. Sometimes it happens quietly within the mind, within the heart, where new awareness begins to form. Each thought, each dream, each act of compassion becomes part of our personal universe, expanding its boundaries, lighting new constellations in the dark. In the grand design of existence, expansion is not about distance. It is about depth. It is the way the universe deepens its story and how we deepen ours. Every experience stretches us. The joy, the pain, the wonder, the uncertainty. And through that stretching, we become more capable of holding light. The infinite expansion is not something we witness from the outside. It is something we embody. We are the universe expanding in consciousness, love, and awareness. Every heartbeat is a ripple in that infinite motion. Every breath an echo of the first cosmic breath that set everything in motion. The same energy that sends galaxies drifting through space is the same energy that teaches us to dream, to hope, to keep unfolding into the endlessness of what we are becoming. Bring it back to the listener. Even in the cosmic vastness, you are part of the same story of creation. Your existence is not random, that you are a galaxy in human form. Closing reflection. You were born for a reason is the gentle reminder that every moment, every breath, every heartbeat has been part of a journey meant for you. Just as galaxies are formed from the slow gathering of stars, the pressure of gravity, the light of new creation, you too are shaped by forces both seen and unseen. There is a pattern in your life, a rhythm that may not always be obvious, yet it is undeniable. You are here because the universe needed you, because the energy that flows through the stars flows through you, because the same cosmic forces that shaped galaxies have shaped your soul. Consider the path of a star. It begins as a small spark in the darkness, uncertain, fragile, invisible. Over time, through pressure and motion, it ignites, shining its light into the void. Some stars burn quietly, unnoticed, yet their light contributes to the universe as surely as the brightest supernova. So it is with you. Your value is not measured by comparison or by attention. You exist as part of a greater whole, your light intersecting with others in ways you may never fully see, creating ripples that extend beyond what you can imagine. Closing reflection. You were born for a reason asks us to acknowledge that even our smallest actions have significance, and that your presence is never accidental. The universe itself is a reflection of resilience and persistence. Stars are born, galaxies collide, light travels across unimaginable distances, and yet the cosmic dance continues. You are no different. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt has been part of the process of shaping you into someone capable of shining, of contributing, of existing fully in a universe that is both vast and intimate. Just as the first sparks of light broke through the darkness, your own light has been forming quietly, gathering strength in the stillness of life, ready to illuminate your path and the paths of those around you. Life may sometimes feel like drifting through emptiness, like being lost among billions of stars, but this is part of your design. Just as galaxies awaken through the gathering of stars, so too do we awaken by gathering experiences, relationships, lessons, and dreams. Collisions and rebirth happen along the way, reshaping and refining us, revealing the parts of ourselves that are most luminous. Expansion is infinite, and your growth mirrors the motion of the cosmos. You are part of something larger than yourself, a living reflection of creation, a participant in the eternal unfolding of existence. Closing reflection. You were born for a reason is an invitation to see yourself not as separate from the universe but as a continuation of it. The same forces that set stars in motion, that guided galaxies through collisions and expansion, are at work within you. There is a purpose in your presence, a reason for your story, a meaning woven into your experiences. When you feel small, when doubt shadows your heart, remember that even the smallest star contributes to the light of the galaxy. You are part of a pattern, a rhythm, a cosmic narrative that could not exist without you. Your life, like the galaxies above, is both unique and connected, both fleeting and eternal. The universe did not need to exist without you. Yet it arranged itself in such a way that your being became inevitable. You are the result of forces older than time, of patterns and motions that began long before you could comprehend, of energy that flows through every atom of your body. Closing reflection. You were born for a reason is the acknowledgement that nothing in the cosmos is wasted, nothing in your existence is accidental, and nothing about you is insignificant. The same brilliance that illuminates distant stars is within you, waiting, ready, unfolding, and essential.